Hi children, how are you? Now again ready? Yes sir. Now today we are going to learn last part of our chapter work, energy and power, that is inelastic collision. In our last module we saw the elastic collision. Now today we are going to learn inelastic collision. So here first we are going to see perfectly inelastic collision in one dimension. Inelastic collision in one dimension. It is clear? Yes sir. Now ready? Yes sir. So here inelastic collision in one dimension. So here you can see, before collision, suppose you are having the two bodies of mass m1 and m2 respectively. Here the velocity of the first body is v1 and the second body the velocity becomes 0. Say it is 0, u2 is equal to 0, here it is u1. This is the condition before collision. Here it is the condition before collision. As I told you, it is a perfectly inelastic collision in between the two bodies of mass m1 and m2. The body of mass m2 to be initially addressed, that is u2 is equal to 0, we can see here. Now we refer to this body as the target body. The incoming body of mass m1 with a velocity u1 is transferred to as a projectile. It is a projectile. After the collision, both the bodies are moved together. Here, after collision, suppose both are stick together. Here is m1 and here is m2 and both are moving, say with a velocity v. This is the condition here after collision. Here it is the condition for after collision. So note it down here. The two bodies move together with a common velocity v, and the collision, we are saying here is a perfectly inelastic collision, that's why they are stick together. Now what is going on here? As the total linear momentum of the system cannot change, so therefore I can say before collision say momentum pi, and after collision the momentum is pf, initial momentum and sir final momentum. So both are equal here. The total momentum of the systems cannot change. So I can write here before collision m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 plus m2, the mass of these two with a velocity v. Here m1 u1 m2 u2 is 0. So I can write here directly m1 plus m2 into v. Here, see this equation. Now my dear children, I can say what is the final velocity here? V comes out to be, that is m1 u1 divided by m1 plus m2. Okay, now if you know m1, m2 and u1, I can calculate the velocity, final velocity v, as the mass ratio m1 divided by m1 plus m2, that is less than 1. This is less than 1, so I can say v is less than to that of u1. This is clear because in denominator the value is more. So my dear children, I can say this is there. Now what is the total kinetic energy? The total kinetic energy, or we can calculate the loss of kinetic energy. Loss of kinetic energy in this collision. In the collision, I am going to calculate the total kinetic energy before collision. Total kinetic energy before collision, that is 1 by 2 say this is E1. That is our formula for kinetic energy is 1 by 2 mv square. So I can write, my dear children, here m1 u1 square. This is the kinetic energy. And after collision, total kinetic energy would be, after collision, that I can write, that is 1 by 2 m1 plus m2 is the total mass, and the velocity is equal to v square. So you can write here, put the value of v from our earlier equation here, put this value here to here. So you can get 1 by 2 m1 plus m2 into v square, that is m1 square u1 square divided by m1 plus m2 ka whole square. Okay. Now you can calculate here this and this. So I can write here m1 square u1 square divided by twice of m1 plus m2 here. So loss of kinetic energy here. The loss of kinetic energy I want to find out. Here the loss of kinetic energy, that is loss of kinetic energy, difference these two equations. This is our E2, this is our E1, so I can write E1 minus E2. E1 is equal to 1 by 2 m1 u1 square minus 1 by 2 m1 square u1 square divided by twice of m1 plus m2. Okay, write down. So we can see here, that is twice of m1 plus m2 becomes the LCM. So what we are getting here, we multiplied it by this. So we can write here m1 square u1 square plus m1 m2 u1 square minus m1 square and u1 square. This and this cancelled. So what we are getting here, m1 m2 divided by twice of m1 plus m2 into u1 square. This is there. This quantity which we are getting here, that is E1 minus E2, becomes positive. So this is the positive value, therefore some kinetic energy is always lost. This value is positive. So some kinetic energy is always lost in an inelastic collision. Is that clear? So just you can prove it. Now we are going to see elastic collision in 2 dimension, or we can say the oblique collision. Now I am going to learn elastic collision in 2 dimension. Elastic collision in 2 dimension here, or we can say the oblique collision. So my dear children, this is also called oblique collision. So let us say for that, in general the 2-dimensional collisions where the initial velocity and the final velocity both lie in a plane. Planes means either it is in xy plane, or it is in yz plane, or it is in zx plane. So I can say, so when the two bodies traveling initially along the same straight line like this, suppose here is our first body and here is our second body. Say it is m1 and here is m2. Both are moving in this direction. Say it is velocity u1 and this is velocity u2. Okay, both are moving. This is moving with the velocity u2. So when the two bodies traveling initially along the same straight line, they collide without loss of kinetic energy. They collide. What we are taking? Without loss of kinetic energy, and move along the different direction in a plane. Suppose one particle goes, say here, say A body, here is A. Say suppose this is A and this is body B. A going along this direction, say with a velocity v1, and B velocity goes along this direction, say with a velocity v2. Here is B after collision. Suppose this makes an angle theta here and this makes an angle phi here along this axis. This is y dash. Here it is along x axis. So both are moving along a different direction in a plane after collision. So that type of collision is said to be elastic collision in two dimension. What we are saying? Elastic collision in two dimension. Yes, sir. So draw the figure. Suppose M1 and M2 are the masses A and B moving initially along the x-axis with the velocities u1 and u2. And I am taking here u1 is greater than u2. Both are collides. So after collision, let the body A moves with a velocity v1 at an angle theta with the x-axis. And the body B is moving along this at an angle phi with the x-axis. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Now, as the collision is elastic, the kinetic energy is conserved. As the collision is elastic, the kinetic energy is conserved here. Kinetic energy is conserved. So before kinetic energy must be equal to the after kinetic energy. So write down the total kinetic energy here. The total kinetic energy after collision is equal to total kinetic energy before collision. After collision, you can say that velocity are v1 and v2 respectively. So 1 by 2 m1 v1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 v2 square is equal to 1 by 2 m1 u1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 u2 square. Write down. This is the kinetic energy conservation. I can write here. So you can write this. So I am getting 1 by 2 cancelled out. m1 v1 square plus m2 v2 square is equal to m1 u1 square plus m2 u2 square. Say this is our equation number 1. As the linear momentum is conserved in elastic collision, therefore along x-axis, total linear momentum after collision along x-axis, total linear momentum after collision, component of momentum along this axis, that is m1 v1 cos theta, because angle is 1 right. Similarly here the m2 v2 cos phi, this is the component along this axis. So I can write here after collision m1 v1 cos theta plus m2 v2 cos phi is equal to momentum conserved along x-axis before collision, that is m1 into u1 plus m2 into u2. This is our equation number 2. This is along x-axis. Now along y-axis, before collision there is no movement. Along y-axis, linear momentum along y-axis here. Linear momentum before collision is 0 because both the bodies are moving along x-axis only. There is no movement along y-axis. So I can write after collision total linear momentum along y-axis. Here component of this along this axis m1 v1 sin theta. m1 v1 sin theta. As it is downward, the component along here minus sign would be there. It is in downward direction. m1 v1 sin phi, that is equal to 0. This is our equation number 3. Here it is the negative direction. Due to this, it is in the downward direction. So from the equation 1, 2 and 3, we have to calculate 4 variables: v1, v2, theta and phi. v1, v2 and theta and phi, which is not possible. So we have therefore to measure experimentally any one parameter. Out of these 4, one parameter you must know. Then you can solve this problem with the help of 3 equations. Is that clear? Yes, sir. final velocities v1, v2 of A and B or their direction theta and phi, the rest of the three parameters can then be calculated with the help of these three equations. One parameter you should know. Okay, write down. Now, see another article here. Perfectly inelastic collision in two dimension. Perfectly inelastic collision in two dimension. In two dimension here. So see here figure. Say this is our x-axis. Two dimension is always in a plane. Suppose a body is moving, say m1 initially with a velocity u1. It makes an angle theta here, strikes at the point m2. As collision is perfectly inelastic, so both will stitch together and move, say m1 and m2. Here it is m1 and m2. Both are moving with velocity v. Here is m1 and here is m2. Both are stitched. So this angle here is phi. Initially m2 is moving with a velocity u2. Draw this diagram. This is the diagram for perfectly inelastic collision. ये किसका diagram है बच्चों? Perfectly inelastic collision of the two bodies m1 and m2. The body of mass m2 is moving initially along x-axis with the velocity u2 here. The body of mass m1 moving with the velocity u1 makes an angle theta here with the x-axis. After the collision at a point O, where the collision occurs at the point O, then they are moving. Both the two bodies stick together to each other and move with a common velocity, say v, at an angle phi with the x-axis. As the system is closed and isolated, the total linear momentum of the system remains conserved. Okay, write down. So in inelastic collision, equating initial momentum along x-axis. Initial momentum along x-axis is equal to final momentum along the same axis. Final momentum along the same axis or x-axis here. Now, so along x-axis component of m1 u1 is m1 u1 cos theta. जिधर एंगल बनता है उधर हम जानते हैं ये होता है प्लस m2 u2. This is the equation momentum before collision, and after collision m1 plus m2 into v cos phi along the axis component. Again apply the law of conservation of linear momentum along y-axis. Now along y-axis linear momentum before collision it is 0. Here sorry, m1 u1 makes an angle theta, so a component here before collision is m1 u1 cos sin theta. Sorry, इसका component इसका 0 होगा. m1 u1 sin theta plus 0 is equal to m1 plus m2 into v sin phi. Here this is the equation here. Okay, this makes an angle phi here. So knowing m1, m2, u1, u2 and phi, I can calculate the final velocity v and its direction angle phi. From these two equations I can write here. So these are the equations which we have written now are useful to solve the numerical problems. Okay, now we are doing one numerical based on this article here. Let us see. Yes, write down the numerical. A ball moving with a speed of 9 meter per second. Suppose a ball moving with a speed of 9 meter per second, u1 मान लीजिए. An identical ball at rest, दूसरी बॉल से टकराता है, उसकी velocity 0 है. Such that after the collision, the direction of each ball makes an angle of theta 1 or theta 2 is 30 degree. With the original line of motion, find the speed of the two balls after the collision. So we have to find out v1 and v2 here. These are the things given. Initially the two bodies are moving like this along the same direction, say with the velocity u1 and u2. After collision they are moving like this at an angle 30 degree and 30 degree here. Applying principle of conservation of linear momentum. This is 30 and this is 30. Both the bodies are having the same mass. Here it is the mass m, here it is also m. Here it is m, here it is m. Yes. Here is x-axis and here is y-axis. Draw the figure like this. Now, apply principle of conservation of linear momentum along x-axis. Along x-axis here. As the body, first body is moving with a velocity u1, so m into u1. The second body is at rest, so I can say here it is 0. The momentum before collision of the two bodies are say this one. Similarly here this makes an angle m. The velocity say here is v1 and here is v2. So I can write m v1 cos of 30 degree here. Similarly m v2 cos of 30 degree. Along this axis component ले लिया अपन ने. M cancelled here. U1 here is 9. V1 and V2 we have to find out. The M cancel हो गया. So I can write V1 cos 30 root 3 by 2 plus V2 cos 30 root 3 by 2 here. So this is V1 plus V2 root 3 by 2 here. Common ले लिया यहाँ पर. It is clear? Yes sir. Write down. So V1 plus V2 comes out to be 18, 9 2 j 18 by root 3 here. Say this is our equation number 1 here, root 3. After a ये तो हो गया along x axis, then along y axis. Now momentum along a direction perpendicular to the direction of motion, that is y axis. So conservation of momentum along y axis before collision. Before collision there is no movement along y axis, so momentum is 0. After collision m into v1 sin 30 here. Sin 30. It is in the downward direction. Component इधर ले रहे हैं, m into v2 sin of 30 here. This is due to downward direction. So what is that? m into v1 sin 30 और sin 30 दोनों तो कैंसिल हो जाएगा. Sin 30 is equal to m v2 sin 30 sin 30 m से m कैंसिल हो गया, v1 बराबर v2 आ गया. Once v1 बराबर v2, put this equation here. So twice of v1 is equal to 18 by root 3. So v1 comes out to be 9 by root 3 here. See that? Is it easy? It is easy? Yes, sir. So v1 comes out to be this one, 9 root 3. So I can write this. These are the very simple and interesting numerical if you know the way how to take the component. So v1 comes out to be 3 into 3 divided by root 3. This will comes out 3 root 3 only. This is the answer. Meter per second. Here the two balls move with the same velocity, that is 3 root 3 meter per second after the collision. Is it clear? Yes, sir. That this is complete our module or chapter, that is work, energy and power. In our next module we have to see NCERT textbook numerical. So come and sit with me along with your NCERT textbook. Okay, bye.